Welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is January 30th. That means day 30 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we're going to show you how we printed out the cool dragonfish, so stick around. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 30 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're unfamiliar with the project, check out the description below. I put a fact section down at the bottom that'll give you all the details. But on today's episode, we printed out this cool dragonfish. And for this print, we used MakeShaper's filament in the color of blue on our all-new gMax 1.5 XT+. As I continue testing the sample filaments I got from MakeShaper, I thought it was a good idea to mix it up with the sample models that I print. And while browsing around on Thingiverse, I came across the dragonfish. This is a very small model with a lot of detail, and I thought it would be perfect for filament testing, and I want to see if my new gMax can capture all that detail. So let's head over to Thingiverse and I'll show you where to download the model. Then we'll tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for this print. Then we'll fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back here at the workbench. Okay, so here we are in Thingiverse. Here is the dragonfish model, and I'll put the link down in the description so you can download and print this yourself. And as you can see by these example prints, this is a very detailed model. And there are two different versions. He did include one with support material, but I'm going to generate my own support material because I know my gMax can handle a lot of these overhangs without support. So let's tab over to Simplify 3D and I'll show you my settings for the print. Alright, so here we are in Simplify 3D, and this is my factory file, which includes the model and all the settings that I've created. And as you can see, I've added my own support material around on this model because I believe the rest of the model can be perfectly printed on the gMax. So let's check out my process settings. Under layer height, we did a 0.16mm layer height with 3 top and bottom solid layers with 3 perimeters. We did run a brim by adding 0 in the skirt offset at 4 outlines. For our infill, we ran 20% infill with the triangular pattern. We are generating support material. This is MakeShaper filament, and their temperature range is 190 to 215, so I've upped by 2 temperature settings to 206 and 210. I've changed this to a 2-stage cooling. For the first 2 layers, the fan will be off completely, and then on the 3rd layer, it'll kick up to 60%. And under speed, we ran this out at 50 millimeters per second. So let's hit OK. And prepare to print, and I'll show you how it slices. And this should go pretty quick, even though it's a very detailed model. And there it is. There you can see all the support material that we've generated. And let me play this through so you can see this. And it's very important to get some of that support material in because some of these areas do require it. So let's slide this down to the end. And there's our finished model. And of course, we've already printed ours, so let's fire up some of that time-lapse footage and I'll meet you guys back at the workbench. Alright, so that was a cool little bit of time-lapse footage, and here is our finished print. And I'll put some close-ups in at the end like I always do. But I can tell you we did have one minor issue. Because the cooling fan is so awesome on my new gMax printer, it started to cool off the hot end just a little bit, causing a little bit of back pressure. Luckily, I was able to catch it during the print and fix it, and the rest of the print turned out awesome. And you'll see in the close-ups where that little skip line is. But other than that, there were some parts built completely on support and they look amazing. And of course this MakeShaper filament in the color of blue looks really awesome. And my gMax 1.5 XT+ captured all the detail. Well, that about wraps it up for day 30 of the 3DP 365 project. I hope you found this episode interesting. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and join me again tomorrow for the very next episode of the 3DP 365 project. This little dragonfish turned out awesome. I'm definitely gMax sizing this.